Friar Friday means we get a Padre guest. Joining us here today is Gavin Sheets, Padre DH, first baseman, occasional outfielder. Gavin, how's your day today, my man?
It's been good. How about you guys?
It's going well. I got to start with this because, this is kind of an insider story here. I mean, yesterday on the way from the stadium, on our way to the airport, the team tire blows.
What?
And you guys have to get off of your bus and then come onto what we call the media bus. Have you ever been a part of a situation where the tire just blows like that?
No. I'm hoping that's the final thing for us right there. That's just kind of the way things have gone the last 6 games. So I'm hoping that's it for us. And now we go.
No kidding. I mean, it was kind of funny. We are on the way to the airport. The tire blows, and I think none of us had ever really been in a situation like that. So we all the folks in the media kind of went to gathered at the back of the bus to make room for the entire team to get on. We get to the airport, no big deal. Prior to that, though, Gavin, you had a pretty big day, and obviously it didn't come on the back of a win, but swinging the bat well this season. I mean, how have you felt at the plate? What's been going well for you?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is having confidence in what we're doing in my swing. I'm not tinkering on a day-to-day basis, which I think is huge at the big league level. It's hard enough to compete and battle against these pitchers every single day, but when you're fighting against yourself in your swing, it makes it even harder. So I think that's been the biggest difference for me this year is just going and being confident. And, obviously you're going to hit your skids where you go offers and, it's just baseball. Slumps are slumps. But to be confident in your swing and not have to change anything or feel like you need to change anything, I feel like is the biggest difference for me this year.
I thought you had two really impressive swings yesterday on two pitches that were down. And for a guy who stands as tall as you, is that something in particular on that pitch in particular? Is that something that you've worked on, being able to drive down to that and hit that ball the way you have?
Absolutely. And it's funny because it's kind of the opposite. I've stood up taller so that I can get to that pitch better, so that I can get my legs more and be athletic and kind of make that forward move. Because before when, I thought that I had to crouch down more, bend down on my legs more, where actually it was kind of the opposite. I had to get there easier. So by standing up, it's helped me get to that lower pitch, which, from early in spring training was one of the biggest focuses for us. I'd always handled the pitch up well, but how can I get to that pitch down, the off speed down? And that was the move we made.
Talking to Gavin Sheets here on 97.3 The Fan, Friar Friday, Gwynn and Chris. And I have one fun question, and then I got another question. But did you help change the tire on the bus? Was that like something that you tried to do?
No, actually, I will say the transition between buses was a lot quicker than I expected it to be. So for never going through that, but that was pretty impressive how we just kind of hopped on the next one and we were out of there. So credit to everybody involved because that was a smooth transition.
All right, I may be a little obsessed with this, and then I promise you I'll get to a real question. But do you know how to change a tire? If you were driving home and you got a flat, would you be able to do it?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Good.
Fortunately, my dad taught me how to, so I would be okay with that one.
Okay, perfect.
Gavin, you've been kind of bouncing around a little bit in terms of the DH, first base, occasional left field. I would assume first base is probably your most comfortable spot, but how have you been able to kind of maintain rhythm while DHing and trying to go back and forth at first base?
Yeah, I mean, just trying to get as many practice reps as possible. Obviously, it can be tough no matter what spot it is, just because you're not at the game speed per se at each of those spots. But just trying to stay as sharp as possible throughout the practice. Obviously, I think DH is my main spot on an everyday basis, but you got to be able to give guys blows. Like you got to get Manny off his feet, you got to get Louis off his feet every once in a while. So being able to go out to left field and first base whenever they need me, I feel like is big. But yeah, for me, it's just getting as many reps in BP and early ground balls as possible. Obviously, you're never going to replicate a game speed, but you always try to with the practice as much as you can.
You got another one. I want to move to the more team element. You guys have struggled a little bit offensively yesterday, showed some life again, and really got back to seeing some of those ABs we saw earlier in the season. I mean, how have you guys been able to kind of to keep your head despite kind of all of a sudden hitting a little bit of a rough patch offensively?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is, you just trust the talent in the room. We got way too much talent to panic, especially this early. Obviously, the season's a long season, and, we've had skits where we rattle off 8 in a row wins, and, obviously we're going through a skid right now. But, throughout a long season, you're going to go through these, and the biggest thing is just try to minimize it and get back to playing baseball that we know we can play. I thought yesterday was a great start. Obviously, runners in score position, we wanted to get that off our back. And, we had some good at-bats yesterday with that. But I just feel like the more you think about it and reflect on it, the harder it is. But, too much talent here to worry about that.
Talking to Gavin Sheets here on 97.3 The Fan for Friar Friday. And, Gavin, we talked to you in spring training when you were fighting to make the team. You were doing some great things, and now we know you did make the team. But I have to ask what it's like going from a really tough situation like the White Sox last year, and then to a situation where you have 40,000 plus people on a Tuesday night chanting "Holy Sheets." Like, what is that like for you?
It's incredible. Obviously, change of scenery was huge for me, but to get here and be in front of these fans and just experience that's been it's been incredible. Rejuvenating to say the least, but this fan base is incredible. And I always, as an away player, you play at Petco and you're like, man, this place is incredible to play at, and to be on the home side of it and obviously have those chants and everything has been a lot of fun to say the least.
Gavin, you guys going into this matchup against an Atlanta Braves team that you guys played very early in the season. I don't know that they were playing as well as they are playing right now, and I don't know if you guys were playing as well as you were at that point. In this matchup in particular, what are you looking forward to?
It's going to be a bunch of great baseball. Obviously, they're going to have a lot of energy tonight with Acuna coming back, and we understand that. But at the same time, we got 3 really good pitchers going for us this weekend, and they do as well. So, these are playoff-like atmospheres, and these are the teams you got to beat down the stretch. And it's going to be an exciting series, I think, for both sides. 2 good baseball teams in a great place to play, and I'm looking forward to it.
When does for you personally you get to the yard? At what point does your prep start in terms of the starting pitcher that you're facing and maybe the guys out of the bullpen that you'll see?
For me, it's the night before. I love to just sit in bed and watch video. I watch video of, what they have with their, runners in scoring position. And then I like to watch guys that have done damage off them. I like to see them giving up homers. I like seeing them giving up doubles. And I like to just visualize that, being like, all right, these guys can do it. I can do it too. So it's nice to see that stuff. But I think, the night before you watch, you kind of go through all the checklists and get some good visuals. And then once you get here, it's just about prepping to execute on that day.
I was about to say this. So that frees you up on the actual game day to kind of do really whatever it is you feel like you need to do from that point on, huh?
Yeah, once I get to the ballpark, I like to just stick to my routine. Go through my hitting stuff, go through my drills, and then, just go through the day just preparing to execute what you saw the night before. Whatever your game plan is for that day. And so that's what I like to do. That way when I show up to the ballpark, I know exactly what I want to get done and get it ready for 7:15 tonight.
Gavin, we certainly appreciate your time, man. Good luck in this 3-game set. Keep swinging the bat, man.
Appreciate it, guys.
Gavin Sheets. They're on our Friar Friday guests.